I thought you were about to say if he wants to bite my finger.
If he wants to bite my finger,
if you want to bite my finger, then run.
Come on, Charlie.
You want a biscuit, bro?
I'm alright for now, thank you.
Woo woo! What are you saying, guys?
Oh, yeah,
that's the
that
intro.
was practiced.
Yeah,
that is
man.
choreography. I love that. So, what's up? Welcome to the Capsule, guys. We have a couple of special guests in the place to be.
Woo, woo.
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Who
Yeah,
wants
man.
to take it first?
I don't mind. My name is Dejon, aka D-Mac. Some of you may know me. If you don't, then get to know. Yeah, man. 20 years old. Come from Southeast London. Yeah, you get me. We're here. Yeah, man. Trained under GD&D. Started off with them. Currently in Zoo Nation Youth Company.
Let's go.
Done a bit of dance jobs here and there. Drips and drabs. Battles. Showcases. Yeah, man. We're here.
Yeah.
Sick.
We're here.
Yeah, my name's Elijah still. Otherwise known as Eli, like EOI. Nice and simple. What else can you say about me? Obviously, I train with Zoo Nation as well.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
20 as well.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
There's 1 day apart between me and Dejon.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
Very
literally.
Stealing your birthday thunder. Who's first?
Me.
He's first. So.
I'm the eldest.
You stole
Yeah,
his thunder.
I stole his birthday thunder.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck your birthday.
Yeah.
Done this guy.
Yeah, for real, bro. I don't know who he thinks he is, man.
That's right. He's got to have his birthday and then the next
Yeah.
day buy you a present.
Yeah.
facts.
It's true, you know. But yeah, what was I going to say about myself? Yeah, I've done
You're
a few dance jobs here and there. Train whenever I
Yes,
can. I like freestyling.
Sick.
Obviously, yeah. Not really much to say about myself. I just
No, I'm sure there is. We'll get there.
He
We'll
loves,
get
he
there.
loves, he loves anime. I like anime too,
Yeah.
actually, but he's like a weeb at heart. So
I don't
Yeah.
watch anime. I'm sorry. All my friends cuss me for it.
That's
I'm sorry,
crazy.
I'm
No,
no,
sorry.
anime is good, bro.
concepts
I know.
are crazy, man.
The thing is, I'm sure I would like it. I just never got into it. I'm
I
sorry.
hear that.
Do you guys want to talk about kind of your channel and what you guys do
Yeah, man.
before we get to the t-shirt? But go on, carry on first. We'll talk about the channel first.
Right.
Yeah, you wanna go?
Yeah, I don't mind, bro. So
Yeah.
basically, the purpose of D-Light is to kind of try and shed light more on the dance scene and just the UK dance scene more so, and what we're about, the things that we do, and we're really trying to push it to like that mainstream platform. So we thought, why not do it on YouTube, and try and like marry the generalized audience with our dance community and try and like make something bigger than the scene, if that makes sense. Obviously, we're still working on it. We're thinking of numerous ideas. There's a lot of things in the pipelines, but yeah, man, it's gonna be a journey. But we're looking forward to it, and we've enjoyed it thus far, man. It's been good. But yeah, that's what D-Light is really about, mainly just trying to promote our dance scene, trying to put it on. Not that they need us, but I think it's a cool thing. Like even the same way you're doing the capsule, I think it's a cool thing that we have people that are kind of saying, "Look, this is our dance scene. This is what we do."
Pushing it out.
Yeah, and just getting the coverage, man. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about what you said about marrying it with like the generalized audience, because you guys do a lot of like things that I would associate with being more like YouTube things. You know, like even the reacting videos or the you did something of like 3 choreographers that dance to the same song, like all these type of things, which I've seen in other formats on YouTube. So like I've definitely seen like 3 photographers shoot the same model and all these type of things. So I think that also, and maybe TikTok as well, where it's like these formats are what general people like to watch.
Exactly.
So I think what's cool with what you guys do is like with our scene, we tend to be a bit like it's only for us, but kind of like if you're not from the scene, it's really hard to understand what the fuck a battle is or what's going on. And that's the problem with the Olympics now and stuff, is they have to try and like make a generalized audience understand what's going on with the breaking. But I think if you're on YouTube and you already like for example, have you seen those videos where it's what would it be, like a kung fu expert reacts to films?
I love that kind of videos.
It's like I don't know anything about these different professions. So like whether it's even I watch some of like VFX artists reacting to like a CGI or whatever. And it's like I don't know anything about CGI, but I'm familiar with the format of like, here's a popular thing. They're experts in the thing that we're looking at, and they're gonna give their opinion. So I know the format. So then I watch it and kind of it's easier for me to watch, I guess.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
so I think
yeah.
that's good for you. What you guys are doing, because it's like you're really doing these YouTube formats well, and like taking the dance scene and showing it in a way that people are used to, which I think is dope.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
So just before we continue, where can people find you? You said Deli?
Yeah, that's
D
apostrophe.
because people get this wrong.
Yeah.
Most of the time,
Don't
not all
get
the
it
time.
wrong.
Yeah,
not
literally.
D-Li,
Some people
that's-
call us Deli.
Deli.
Yeah.
Some people call us Eli.
Oh, the Eli's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
That's sick.
the Eli. But yeah, no, D apostrophe E-O-I.
E-I.
It's basically a merge of our two names, Dejon, Elijah,
Yeah,
or an Eli.
Eli.
And then,
So
yeah,
wait, how do
Eli.
we say it?
Deli.
Deli.
Eli.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
nice.
the Eli.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eli. Oh, the social tags do you mean? In terms
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like-
hit all-
okay.
official
Everything.
Official Deli underscore. But
Yeah,
no
literally.
apostrophe. You can't put apostrophe in tags.
Yeah, so literally just official DELI underscore for both of our for both Instagram and TikTok. We have Twitter as well, right?
Yeah,
But
we
we're
don't.
not active. Like,
Don't bring that one up.
yeah, I can't lie.
clocked how to
Twitter's
use
the-
it. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
anomaly. We haven't yet figured that one out. We're kind of
Mate, you and me both. Don't
literally, mate.
How do you Twitter, fam? Like, how do you Twitter? I don't
How
get
do
it.
you Twitter? How do you
You know what's
Twitter?
mad about Twitter is like, it's just writing little paragraphs, right?
Mm.
But none of the dance scene are on it, but everybody writes these little paragraphs on their Insta stories. Like every time
Yeah,
someone's
that is
complaining
very true.
about something, moaning about something, fucking indirecting someone else, it's
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
little paragraphs on Insta. And I was like, the dance scene would thrive on Twitter, man. Like just so
dance
many
scene would thrive. It would, it
opinions
would.
and shit every single day.
Yeah, because the thing is, I have Twitter for my personal. I have my own personal Twitter
Yeah.
account, and I've kind of built up like my little like personal timeline, my little For You page, and I
Yeah.
enjoy it. But yeah, I think it's just figuring out how to utilize Twitter from a business aspect. Yeah, we haven't even
Mate.
dipped into that one yet.
Who
so,
knows? And it's a
yeah.
different audience on there as well,
Yeah.
so it depends who you're aiming it at.
Yeah, that's very
Anyway,
true.
another disclaimer is that it's very hot today, and that's why I've got the windows open. So if you're hearing cars honking and ambulances and motorbikes and stuff, we are in South London, and sometimes people want to be rowdy around here.
Yeah, facts.
And it's very loud, and if you hear it, I apologize. But also, you're experiencing what it's like to be here with us. So,
Yeah, man, it's
so get
authentic.
in on the journey.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So before we go any further, we've got to address the t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Okay,
is crazy
I'm a
stuff.
fan of the t-shirts. I love it. It's super cool. I love the branding. I didn't notice until you guys brought it up. Do you
Yeah.
want
I
to? Do you
brought
want to
it
tell?
up
All
because,
right.
yeah.
Of course, you
Let
brought
me
it
talk about this one.
up. I can't
If
believe
you haven't discovered what we're talking about, have a look now on the screen. See if you can
Can you
figure
see
it
our
out.
top screen?
We'll give you 3
Ooh.
seconds to have a figure it out.
Oh.
Okay, if you haven't figured it out by now, or if you're listening in, do you want to explain what happened?
So basically, I'll give you the whole backstory.
Hit it.
The
So-
whole this guy's dragging it. This guy's dragging it. I can't believe it. He's dragging it.
So we're going to move it, right? And we thought, obviously,
He
everyone
started
brands
way
some-
back. He didn't even
it's
start
one
ordering the
simple-
t-shirts.
You know, this is one simple sentence. He just has to say it, but he's going
But
to
there's a backstory, bro.
When
the
I
backstory.
first joined my primary school, I thought, yeah, go.
Can't believe it.
No, I'm here for it. Do it.
Obviously, I moved everyone shows their brands or whatnot. So we thought, we're gonna vlog. Why not, do a couple challenges in a t-shirt? So we go and let's buy some t-shirts. We just bought them real quickly. Just typed it on Amazon and whatnot. Bought the t-shirts and boom, they came. Obviously, he must have been tired or something because he forgot the whole beat. He put subscribe. What's
Quite like,
subscribe, bro? What's sus?
Can we say it's like an accent? Is that like a South London act kind of?
Oh, no.
Like no,
It's
not
crazy.
I
really.
don't want to. You know what? My mom's gonna kill me for this. She's gonna kill me for this because she pointed it out, and if she knew that I was probably stepping out of the house in this top as well, especially for a podcast of this magnitude.
Oh,
yeah,
stop
she.
it.
Nah.
No, but you know what you gotta do is you gotta pretend like it's like some personal joke, and then when people say, "Oh,
That
why
is
is there
true.
no B?" You gotta be like, "Oh, you obviously don't watch our channel." It's like you gotta
Oh,
find
yeah,
it. You gotta
it's a
find it in
part-
the
it's a part of
videos.
it.
It's one of our things,
Yeah.
and then they'll go back and watch all the videos and then be like, "It wasn't there," and you're like, "Yeah, but you watched all the
Yeah,
videos."
now you've got views.
Thanks for the views.
Thanks for the views.
That's what, all right.
But yeah. So guys, just to explain my side real quick. Yeah.
It's bad,
It's like,
It was.
Your Honor, I need to make my defense.
I just need to put it out there. Sometimes we make mistakes in life. It's not about.
That's true.
It's not
Forgiveness.
about how you get knocked down. It's about how you get back up. And I'm
Exactly.
wearing a t-shirt today, proud and standing.
And you'll make another t-shirt. And that
Exactly.
one will
Oh
be-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look
And you'll
out
have
for more.
learned from your mistakes and moved
Exactly.
forward. This is what we like in
This
life.
disclaimer: it's not that I can't spell. I can spell.
Need to let
It was just. It was one mistake. It was just one honest mistake. But yeah, we're done.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is funny shit. All right, sick. So, what else? Any other ground to cover? I don't believe so. Well, shall we start by watching the video that we wanted to watch?
Yes,
Yeah.
we shall.
Do we? All right. So, hold on. So here we go. So, check it.
So-
Check it. You know when I realized I didn't know how I was going to finish that sentence. So check it. Something's going to come next, and I'm going to say it. And what I'm going to say is the words I'm about to say, and those words are So Chloe.
Oh my gosh.
Chloe Dean
Yeah.
did a video, made a piece of choreography and filmed it.
Yes, sir.
Was there someone here who was in the video?
Yeah, myself.
Oh, let's go. We got a celebrity in the house.
Not even, man. Chloe's a real celeb. Yeah. She's doing bits at the moment, man.
Yeah, Chloe is doing bits for sure. So can you give us any insight into this video before we watch it?
Yeah, so basically this piece that you're about to see is actually our Move It set. So basically Chloe shouted most of the cast or most of the dancers, I believe, like the week of, or like kind of the weekend before Move It. Yeah, literally we had like a week to piece it all together.
It's like, can you do Move It? You mean this year's Move It?
This year or next year,
next year?
yeah. So yeah, she literally just shouted us. I got me personally, I got a message, asked me if I was available for these dates to rehearse, and then obviously Move It for us. Our slot was on Saturday.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'm down. So we literally rehearsed. I believe we rehearsed every day of the week except for like probably like a Thursday or like a Friday. I think it was basically
like 5 hours.
Yeah.
6 days.
Most days of the week we had to rehearse it, try and get it all together, and then performed it on Saturday. Turnout was good, and then obviously within that process she also mentioned that we'd be also filming a visual for it on the Sunday, so that day after we was gonna film a visual for it. So this is the visual.
Oh, so you performed it and then the next day filmed it?
Yeah, so Saturday performance, Sunday visual, and this is what it is right now.
I think Olu did something similar.
Okay.
She performed something and then I'm pretty sure she filmed it. Like,
yeah,
she might have done it with Max, maybe.
Sick.
Do you know who filmed this one?
Bismarck.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
Bismarck
yeah,
filmed
yeah.
it. Sick. And it's Wayne McGregor.
I
want to say the big studio and there's like a fake wolf outside.
Yeah.
That
Guys, all thanking him.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was my first time going to the studio. That's why I was a bit unsure.
And the song is by who?
So this is Ultralight Beam by Sunday Service Choir.
Okay.
It was originally Kanye West.
Yeah,
But then-
Chance the Rappers or a lot of other people.
Yeah,
Oh.
but this version is basically the Sunday Service Choir. So that kind of like the
Gospel version?
the gospel. Yeah. The
Oh, so it's like a
version.
you're saying it's like a Kanye or Chance song first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
originally, and then this is basically like the alternate version. Also, I think.
I love that song, man. That song.
Yeah, this is.
I don't think I know this song, or maybe
Do
I
you not?
do. Maybe I do.
You might recognize it once it comes on. To be fair,
Like I want to play it, but then also we might get flagged. Wait, should I just listen to it quickly?
maybe like a quick listen.
It
1-2
kind of builds kind of
seconds.
slow, so may have to
Yeah.
just fast forward it quickly.
Okay, this is an advert. Of course, there's an advert.
These men need to stop copywriting, man. It's
One
not
deep
fair.
Facts, a lie.
Just let creators be creators, man. Out of copywriting.
YouTube, if you're listening,
Yeah, man. I'm spitting gems right now.
Spitting.
Stop. It's not nice.
It's not nice.
skip forward.
Stop limiting our creativity. We don't like it.
I think I have heard this song. Okay, I think I have heard this. Won't play anymore
That's
because
nice.
YouTube will come and slap my mum. YouTube are ruthless. We told you.
We told you.
Take it
Told you, you fucking geezer. Yeah.
All right. Imagine they just show up at your door with a YouTube t-shirt on. Who's still playing music? All right, I heard. We told you not to fucking do
Told
it.
you, bloody geezers. Yeah.
Oh man.
And you're out here. Yeah, stop it.
All right, cool. So let's check this video out and see
Yeah.
what we think. Hopefully, we won't get fucking
Wee.
flagged for this one, but this one's on YouTube, so better not.
Let's sing it together, right here. We're on
We're on an ultralight beam. We're on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. is a God dream. This is everything. This is everything.
Ooh, we're on
an ultralight beam. We're on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. This is a God dream. This is everything.
That's it. That's it.
This is everything.
Come on, let's go up higher. We're on
an ultralight beam. We're on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. This is a God dream. This is everything.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is everything. Yeah.
Sing it again. We're on an ultralight.
We're on an ultralight beam. We're on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. This is a God dream. This is everything. This is everything.
We're stepping out on His love is. We are. He is the risen Lord. We are stepping out on His love is. In the arms of Jesus. He is the risen Lord. The risen Lord. We're stepping out on His love is. We are. He is the risen Lord. We're on an ultra.
We're on an ultralight beam. We're on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. This is a God dream. This is everything. This is everything.
Come on, no music all over the building. Come on, sing it. We're on an ultra.
We're on an ultralight beam. We're on an ultralight beam. This is a God dream. This is a God dream. This is everything.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is everything.
Sick.
Nah, for real though, Chloe.
Fucking dope.
Yeah, and this is all the credits actually.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, filmed by Bismarck. That was the music. That was the
Busy.
dancers.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Kane has a long name. I
That's
was broke.
good, Rich Harrison. He just wants to get space in it.
Lie.
So it's-
Light skin brother fence.
Sick. That's really nice. Really nicely done.
Yeah, man. It was very, very nice.
Do you have to be religious to do that set?
Nah. no.
Sick. That was really nice. Yeah. What was
Very
the, what's the Movement Factory stuff that Kane does?
Obviously, I should have said that before, but
Yeah,
I work,
that's right.
I work with Moving Factory. I'm assistant teacher for
Oh,
Tama.
cool.
So
wow.
it's a community-based thing based in Peckham. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, Leanne, if I'm not right, but I believe Nike has sponsored Moving Factory and their partnership lasts like 3 years or so. So
Okay.
they'll
sick.
perform at their events or whatnot, or they'll give them space or mirrors and stuff like that.
Sick.
Yeah, it's like a
Wasn't
community project.
Okay, I forgot the girl's name. The one that was like she was a big part of one of the Nike campaigns. I think
Asha.
yes, she's in Zoo Nation as well, right?
She left before we joined 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so she left. She used
Shows
to
how
be
long
in-
it's been since I've worked with Zoo Nation.
Yeah, she Ashley used to be in the youth company, but now she does. She
At the
does
place.
jobs with like the adult zoo company, and she just
got ya.
she just graduated from the place actually.
So was she something to do
Yeah.
with Movement Factory?
Yeah, so I think she joined just before I did, but we were like part of the teaching staff as well back in the day. So that me, Nathan, if you know Nathan Mills, me, Nathan,
Fake
Rafi,
Dave.
Ross,
Mm.
and Kane was actually one of the junior leaders, one of the first junior leaders as well.
Sick.
So, yeah,
Oh, that sounds cool. Well, I love this video.
yeah.
Very cool.
It's lit, man. It's very, very nice. I like the way I think the whole aesthetic of this video is just so like beautiful to watch, and like you mentioned during as well, like the cannons, the formations, the way it was all beautifully pieced together. Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah,
it was very
really
nice.
well. And Chloe's doing a lot of good shit, man. She's
busy.
I swear she's working with like all the every artist that comes from the UK. It's like
Yeah,
she does the choreography. Yeah.
Little Sims gets Anne Marie.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, the tour.
Yeah, them lots that did the tour with Anne Marie.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Chloe's been doing bits.
You know what's mad is
crazy.
like me and her were kind of like, I think we're similar age, but we were kind of in the scene at a similar time. I think she's probably been around the London scene longer than me, but we were kind of the same age, doing around the same kind of groups and stuff when we were younger. And it's mad because it's like, it's such a, I think I said this to her when we did the pod, but podcast with Chloe Dean, go and check it out. It's just like she was doing kind of these same things that I see a lot of the younger guys doing now, where it's like, doing like, I guess like community shows or these kind of free shows that we do within our community and like putting on, and she started Myself and all that, and then like was, putting on these pieces and stuff. And it's like, you can actually go from that to like working as a professional choreographer if you kind of pick the right steps and go in the right way, I feel like Mukhtar's another one of that, because obviously he was doing that with like Plague back in the day. Do you guys know Mukhtar?
I was gonna say I've heard of Mukhtar, but I don't think I've seen.
Yeah, because you guys are like a generation.
Yeah,
like he's a
literally,
generation like above me.
Oh,
so
wow.
You know Plague, right?
Yeah.
So Mukhtar started Plague, I believe. I want to say with Brooke, but it may have just been him. I'm not sure. But there was like a lot of the old school people used to dance with him in different types of things, and I think they did Jump Off as well, but like Kenrick danced with them, Ivan, Brooke, Sean, everyone like from that generation. And then Mukhtar moved, I believe he moved to Montreal to do Cirque du Soleil, but I could be talking absolute shit, but he definitely lived in Montreal. So he left, but he's like kind of OG of like he's like at least on the same level as people like Kenrick in terms of like
status.
Yeah, in terms of like what they did for the scene, like the whole. I would maybe, I don't think I'm wrong in saying this, but like a lot of the UK scene, if you trace it back, is like from like maybe like 3 groups. So
yeah, I've heard that before as well. People
it's like
say that.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's like you've got a few groups who everybody was like in those groups, and then they all split and made their own groups, and then everyone split and made their own. So it's like somebody's choreographer had the choreographer who had a choreographer that probably danced for like Mukhtar,
like
Kenrick.
like a dancing tree almost.
It really is, man. And it's like I was maybe like 2 or 3 generations down, but like the first generation is first generation as much as we say of like our timeline, I guess.
I have a question actually about that. How do you class generations? Because that's something I'm trying to figure out now.
Very sticky, like.
Yeah. I think because I think you have to do it by time in the scene. It can't be by age, because it's like, do you know what I mean? Like there's people that it's like they're young and they've been around for ages, or they're old and they're brand new. So it's like you can't really say, if someone my age started dancing now, even if they got really good, you can't say they're in the same generation as me.
Yeah, of course not.
Because I think for me, generation is more cultural than it is about level or anything else. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how long have you been around the culture in terms of that? I would.
You know what? It's so
is that
techy,
true?
because I think what people do is that they'll kind of say younger generation or middle generation or older generation.
Yeah.
But under the same breath as well, there's like a old gen and a new gen. So then technically, I don't know, it's sticky because I feel like sometimes you can't like. So I don't know what I'm trying to say, but say for example, if you are an adult but you're new to it, then I'm not gonna call you
new gen.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say you're a part of the younger generation, because what some people might do, because we literally just mentioned as well, you could be young but you could have been in the scene for ages. So I think instead of using like young, middle or old, it's probably more appropriate to put them in a category of like new gen or old gen.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So it's a bit of a sticky one, because I think somebody like, for example, Messiah, who's been around for a while, but obviously he's still very young. So then, but then you can't say he's a part of the old gen because he's not. So
It'd have to be. Yeah, like I get what you mean in terms of like new or old to the scene.
Yeah,
and also it depends on which parts of the scene. Because for example, like for me, I'm still considering Kane as someone new, right?
Yeah.
Even though
he's
done a bunch, like not to minimize what he's done, but in terms of time in the scene, I would say maybe it's like 2 years of like in the battle scene. It's like I'm trying to think before lockdown. I don't think I'd seen Kane battle.
He was doing battles, but I don't think he did one battle. I think it was like a duo battle with Dre. I think one time, but back then he wasn't really known as well. Oh, sorry. I don't think I was known as
talking to the mic.
Talking to the mic, bro. Talking to the mic. But yeah, I don't think I was as known back then. But he was still freestyling because obviously I saw him through Movie Factory.
And this is the thing as well.
Been putting in the shift for ages.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
and G&D.
People have been doing stuff for way longer than then they start to kind of do better and break through. And I think it's also perspective based because it's like even if I think I've only seen Kane for like 2 years, let's say, that's just off the top of my head, right? He may have been around for like 10 years before that. And then it's like maybe everyone else in the scene is like, oh no, I've seen Kane loads. And it's like, oh, okay, that's just me then. Or it's like, maybe that's only in the battle scene, but he's doing loads of choreo stuff before that. So it's like, you're maybe a different like if I don't know, if I started joining, I mean, I used to do choreo like ages ago, but let's say if I went back into, let's say I went to the commercial scene now, I never really did commercial stuff. They might consider me like a new wave of like in the new wave of commercial dancers.
In the new gen.
Yeah, even if I've been dancing for 15 years, it's like, but I've never been around your scene before. So I could be like older gen in the battle scene, new gen in the
that's interesting.
Commercials, you know what I mean? And I think it's different.
That's interesting.
And I also think this is the other thing that is a bit hard, like a hard pill to swallow. I think is that it's not you. How do I say that? It's a how do we say this? So like it's a perspective thing.
Yeah.
But it's also like it can be based on nothing, if that makes sense. So like I know people in the battle scene who have won a couple of really high level battles, right? Or like done well at high level battles, but they're not around consistently. So they're not kind of perceived as, in air quotes, a part of the scene, because just because you did well in 1 or 2 battles doesn't make you a part of the cultural fabric of the scene. Does that make sense?
I think consistency plays a big part in solidifying your status, and just being a part of the culture.
And it's all about people's perception, which you can't, is not always fair, and you can't always control. You know, it's like literally. If you happen to be like when I first started in the battle scene, I trained in Watford, right, with my crew, and we were like kind of outside of London. We didn't really train with any of the London heads. We knew people, but we weren't like tight with any of the like London cliques, right?
Okay,
So we were kind of our own thing. The only reason we started to be considered part of the scene was because we were at every fucking battle and we did decently, right? Whether it's like these two, solo. It's like our name was doing well in the battles, but we weren't really, and we would like travel with the UK people, or we would go to like parties and stuff like that. But in terms of knowing us, besides that, you didn't really know us like personally. So I think it's, if we had stopped doing battles and that sort of thing, it would have been easy for people to kind of deem us out of the scene, because it's just how it is. Anyway, this is such a long explanation for a short point, but basically what I'm trying to say is people's perception of you is, I think, sometimes what determines you in the new or old generation, right? Just as an example, I've got a friend called Lewis. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a popper.
I think
you might have met him.
Has he got zero battles?
Is he what?
Nah, sorry, wrong person.
Did we?
I think you got Hillsong.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
Bro, you look at your shirt, fam.
Nice. You covered that already.
We're not breaking up the YouTube pairing.
This is our usual band.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, did we meet him at the Ground Zero?
Yeah, I think we would have. Yeah,
that's where it was. Yeah.
So Lewis used to be really good at popping, right? I mean,
used to.
No, he was when he was young. He came in the scene when he was like 14, 15, 16, around that time.
Oh, okay. Nice,
then he stopped dancing for ages.
Yeah.
And then he started training again. So now he's, I don't know, like mid-20s or something like that, and he's getting good again. But a lot of people are seeing him as like new to the scene, and are kind of saying stuff to him like, "Oh, you're doing really well. You could be good." Blah blah. And he's like, "I know I could be good because I used to be good."
That is hilarious.
The thing is, and it's like he can't. I would never say to him, "It's like, oh yeah, tell them that you've been." It's like, no, you went, you left. So
you left.
Exactly, you chose to leave. So when you come back, you're going to be considered like new, even if you have the benefit of the experience and you've been around. You're not scared to battle. You've done a lot of stuff, and people who were around know you. But you kind of have to accept that people are gonna treat you as if you're part of the new generation, because technically you're part of like the new wave of people entering. They never saw you before. People that in the started dancing or have been around the scene in the last 5 years. Like as far as someone like Kane is concerned, Lewis is new to the scene because he wasn't around when Lewis was not around. Right. So it's always like this whole new gen, old gen thing. It's all perception, and it's all depending on who you talk to. You consider different people in different
rankings.
I was literally about to. That's the word that came to mind. Maybe instead of like a generational thing, because technically generational kind of comes with time. Yeah. As to anything, but maybe make it more like ranking based. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but
it'll be kind of. But
then people get pissed.
Yeah, imagine getting called like a novice or like a beginner when you've been in the scene for like 5 years. But
I probably did that with the rookie thing.
Yeah.
Were we gonna go there?
Oh no, I wasn't even. I didn't even have that in mind.
I know. Definitely, Anna was like, "I'm not a fucking rookie." Was there anyone else?
Yeah, there was quite a lot. I can't lie. At the ground zero battle, those. I'm not a rookie.
No, but okay, but you know what a rookie? You know what a rookie is? Is a rookie in sports is like someone who's in their first year of a professional team. So the people that are in their first year of playing for the NBA or their first thing of playing on. So it's. I knew I was gonna have to talk about this at some point.
It's alright.
So my thinking with it was not to like say, oh, you're, because rookie is not amateur. It's different. Rookie is above amateur, right? So it's not like, oh, you lot are amateurs. It's like people that are in their first. Let's say first stage of being in the current generation. So it's like you could say that I'm in the current generation because I'm still actively battling, but I'm not new to being actively battling. But a lot of those people, even someone like Slayer or even Lewis was in that or whatever, who have been around for a while, but they're in their first phase of actually doing well. Because Slayer was around for a long time before.
I've heard.
But he wasn't around for time. Yeah, and he was doing well in like under 14s battles and stuff like that. But it's like, all right, now you've joined the adult leagues. You're still young as shit, but he's like part of the adult leagues and he's doing well. In my opinion, for like the first stage of it. So that was my thinking. Is like, and there was a couple of people in there who I wouldn't maybe class in the rookie phase. But a lot of them, even someone like Kane, I'm like, yeah, you're in your first phase of being a professional and like being in the big leagues in air quotes, if that makes sense. So that was my thinking of it.
So
apologies, guys. I didn't mean it to demean anyone or put you down.
Yeah, man. If you guys need answers, and there it is. Yeah,
right there.
There's no hard feelings. No,
don't call me out, please.
None of that. Yeah, none of that.
I can't get smoked by a rookie. No,
it's so crazy. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But yeah, I was gonna ask then. Just bouncing off of your point. Technically, then, in terms of the ranking situation, well, there's no ranking, but if hypothetically, if we're like
how would we
making
go about that?
Is it a thing now where it's not based off ability, it's based off literally just actively doing your thing in the scene? Because how you said technically, Kane's not like a rookie in ability, but rookie in the sense of like this is kind of
just time period.
Yeah, time period. So is it a time thing or is it more ability? Because technically, if I was to look at Kane's ability, it wouldn't be like rookie per se. Well, this is what we covered already, but like, what do you think about that?
I guess ranking people is hard because unless you're doing it by something really standard across the board, like how many battles, like let's say in the battle scene, how many battles have you entered? That number defines where you are on this ranking list. You could do that, or you could say like, I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of hard to say because I think
it's tough.
The thing with the whole ranking or the generations thing is just how do, like, even the term like OG of a scene is like, it's not just someone that's been around for ages. It's someone that is considered in a certain light by the rest of the people. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's bare old dancers, but they're not all like OGs.
they're not
Like,
OGs.
it's like someone like Kenrick, who we see as like having been active for his whole fucking life and always being there and being someone that we can look up to. These are the type of people I think that we tend to deem OGs as opposed to just people that danced once when they were. You know what I mean? Just because you're old and you dance doesn't mean you're an OG.
I think that's quite. I think that's why I like the Kingdoms League, because I think that gives a bit more structure in terms of league and stuff. Like in athletics, there's Power of 10. I used to do discus back in the day, and you rank for certain competitions depending on how far, let's say, how fast you ran or how far you threw.
Okay.
It could be like for the battle scene, it could be how many battles you won within the year. There's a standard. There's how many you have to win to get to the next level of competition. Then this is like the professional league, or this is like the top of top, and like ranking, that kind of sort of thing. So it's like, cool, I made it towards the amateur league, the rookie league, the professional league, and then you can rank it based off that, where your level is within the dancing. Maybe that could be a structure that could work.
I think like the hard thing is that because dance, hip hop dance is so cultural, that what would be great is like, let's say you have one I mean, it would be great if the fucking Capsule could do it, but there's no way I have enough time or energy to do that. But like, if any event that wanted to hold a battle in the whole country, in order to kind of run their battle, and it would have to be a mutually agreed across the entire country, which is almost impossible to do. But that if you're going to put on a battle, you kind of send a notification to like the governing board, let's say, and then you send all your winners to that, whoever that is, right? So let's say it's the Capsule. I'm just some, even if it's like a big battle or some nobody or whatever, like I put on the battle, I say to the Capsule, hey, I want to put on this battle, cool, blah, 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 cool, let us know. And then every single battle across the whole country, across the whole year is recorded. And then all the winners, because at the moment, the problem, say with the Kingdoms League is like, it's only within, let's say, 5 or 6 events that you're being ranked. But then if you go on a spree and win like 7 other battles, but they don't happen to be in the Kingdoms League, it's like you've been killing it, but you might be 3rd in the Kingdoms League. You know what I mean? But like if you, and hopefully this is what happens with the Kingdoms League, that they grow and start to add more battles, because the more battles there are in the league, the more the league starts to become interesting, I think.
100%.
Because then you start to think, right, not everyone can be at every battle. So now we're really playing a points game. We're really thinking like, all right, I missed the last 3. They got this other, but like you went to the last 3, but you only got to like quarters in the last 3. I've missed the last 3. So if the next 3, I have to get to the finals to catch up with you. Like this is when we start, it starts becoming a bit more interesting.
And it promotes consistency as well.
Which I think we already, especially in the battle scene, we already reward, like I was saying earlier. Like it's like, if you are at every battle, like this is what Kane's doing really well, and it's like he's very good, but also he's fucking everywhere. And it's like all of those guys that he's with, like Ty, Gary. Fucking Gaz, Zidane, all of them are that whole gang are consistent. They're at everything. So even if you don't like them or don't know about them or don't think they're good, they're just fucking in your face every time. So you are almost forced to pay attention.
Literally.
I think that's the whole point of it as well. Like unapologetically just being themselves, like UPG, they're all part of that collective to be like, but no matter what space we go into, we're gonna shell it, we're gonna be ourselves, and we're gonna go do our thing. Don't care what anyone else has to say.
Literally.
If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. We're pissed, but we're gonna work hard for next time.
Yeah, and consistency is like, it's kind of a bit easier almost, because let's say like Kane kills it. Oh, this actually happened. This is a good example. So Kane, when I was at MSP, I'm actually going to say about a time he didn't kill it. But so Kane at MSP when I was there, you right? What did you do? Fucking hell, mate!
Flustered, bro.
What happened? Let go.
How do you lift it?
You have to turn that thing.
Oh.
There we go. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Ooh. There we go. Have it, son. So Kane killed it at MSB, right? Fucking did so well, man. Some of his rounds were like some of my favorite rounds of his. And then I was at Create Lab in Birmingham, and he didn't pass through the prelims. They only took like one person through the prelims, but he didn't pass, right? But he was there, and I remember him being there, and he did some great rounds in the prelims and stuff. But because I know his face, so when he went to do his prelims, I'm like, oh, I know this guy's good, let me watch him. So I still remember his rounds even if he didn't pass through. There's, if you're an amateur or like I've never seen you before, I might, unless you're really good, I'm maybe not paying attention so much to your prelim. And I think this is kind of how the cultural stuff happens. If you only go to one battle in a year, and let's say you just get to quarters, I'm going to forget about you. If you go to loads, and then sometimes you do really well, but then other times, which is normal, we don't get to prelims or we only get to the first round. People still remember you because they're used to
facts.
seeing you. So I think the consistency is something that's really important, and it does
100%.
help. And it's like, to be honest, it's like marketing in a way. It's like your marketing is just that you're at all the stuff. Like the reason we care so much about someone like Nike is because it's fucking everywhere. It, you know, you could argue like I'm sure Abe would argue if he was here, but the Kendrick Lamar type people, where they go away for 5 years and come back and everyone still loves them. But what I would say to Abe, if he's listening, and I know that in his head he said, what about Kendrick Lamar? But what I would say is we still fucking hear about him all the time. Anytime you talk about rap, his name is mentioned. Anytime it's on Spotify, people are listening to his music 24/7. Like, you know, you're still hearing about him even if he's gone. So that's not so much the case in the battle scene, because if you don't battle, no one's bringing up your name, no one's playing your old rounds as much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no one's just gonna pause the battle and be like,
this guy was also good. So,
special mention to his all round. But
exactly. So I think it's like music is a bit easier because the things that you do, like we want to consume over and over. But if Nike only released one product a year, I don't know how. Do you know what I mean? It's the consistency that we reward. Anyway.
All right. I have a segue actually. I have a segue. Sorry, bro. How do you feel about? Obviously, we're talking about consistency.
No, go on.
About consistency, there's people like Damari, for example.
Yeah.
Who was very active back in the day, but now he's obviously has a lot of other things he's interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems. I don't know what he's doing, but he seems very successful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. He's doing
a thing.
Well for himself still.
Yeah. How do you feel about that in terms of obviously there was a whole generation of people like Keaton, Damari.
Yeah,
who
like
used to battle back in the day.
Formalities, that kind of era. Yeah.
Which I think kind of died down during lockdown. And new people like Kane came up and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm in a, like, I think, interesting. Well, it depends in which way you mean, because on a human level, I'm super happy for them, because I know a lot of people that have left the battle scene and are doing things that make them happier. Because they're doing like, almost in a way, like bigger things, you know? Sometimes there's people that are like, you know, I don't know what Damari's doing, but maybe with the shit that he is doing, he hasn't got time for fucking coming to battles, because it's like, I'm out here making money, I'm trying to make a success out of myself, and all that, which in that way, I'm like, congratulate, like that's the right way to live life, you know? Like it just so happens for me, my schedule and the way my work life is set up is that I can be at a lot of battles or be around, and especially now with the Capsule, a lot of what I'm trying to do depends on me being at a battle. So that's a good thing. I can still be around, I can still be active, I can still join battles and stuff. But I know a lot of people also that they, you know, they either got jobs or they have other things, or they have like even just side hobbies that kind of take more importance. And I think that's like kind of those mature decisions, because you kind of feel like, you know, your friends are going to be like, oh, we don't see you battle anymore or whatever. And that's
happened to Damari.
And I bet and I bet that's also hard to deal with, because you want to get back and you want to just be around people telling you you're great and entering the scene that, you know, that you were in. But also sometimes you got to make them mature decisions and be like, nah, I've got bigger things if I just hold out a bit, you know, and like work on this other shit. So I think as in a human way, I think they have, you know, sometimes you have to do that, and you have to do what's right for
first.
you.
I
think though also on the flip side is that no one is owed recognition in a way.
Of course not.
Like, so if, you know, you can't be pissed if you do that and then you come back and no one knows who you are, or you don't do well because you're out of practice or whatever. Not that they would, these people that we're talking about, but in general, it's like both. You have to kind of accept, but all right, you make the mature decision to go and do your own thing, but when you come back, you got to hustle from the ground up again if you want to do that thing again. Unless you're someone like Holistic who can just fucking show back up and win battles. It's very annoying. Do you know Holistic?
No.
Popper, he's very dope. But
I need to learn more about poppers, you know.
Yeah.
Like my knowledge on that just gone.
But yeah, he's a popper. He's in Firehouse. He was very good. He still is very good, but he's not super active in the battle scene. Yeah. Like every time he comes back, he's like gets to the finals or something or wins. And it's just like he's just really good no matter how long he takes out.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
I was gonna say in response to your kind of point. I think it's when it comes to like people that kind of take a break from the scene or like pursue other things. I think it's all subjective, because then what happens anyways, I feel like you get to a certain age in your dance kind of life, and I think especially I can probably say more or less on behalf of like Argent, like me and Eli's gen, and like the younger lot, that you do get to a certain age and you're kind of like, okay, what next type thing, unless you have like dope mentors around you who can like really educate you in life, in dance, money management, business, like mentality. If you don't have that, then you are going to come to a bit of a dead end and you will kind of end up doing other stuff. So like, for example, Damari right now, he's more like YouTube heavy / social media kind of just... Damari, you know what? Funny facts about Damari, yeah? He will just do whatever he wants and he still makes
Make
it
a
work.
success out of it, yeah.
Literally, I
He's that type of
can't
person.
lie, he's literally that type of person, so
Sick.
I rate it. For example, another example, Keaton and Drea, who are now doing music. Drea's doing bits.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Keaton's starting
Wireless.
up really strong. Keaton was actually at Wireless as well the other day performing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's only just started.
Wow.
And that's crazy. But
What type of thing does he do, or is he with a group or by himself, or?
by himself.
Okay,
Yeah,
sick.
Keaton by himself, but I believe he got bought out. I don't know the ins and outs on that, but yeah, he got bought out on Wireless. Literally,
Sick.
he posted it on his Instagram like today or yesterday or something like that.
That's dope.
But yeah, man. So but yeah, to all tie it back, you are gonna hit sometimes a crossroad, and I think the decision is subjective as to whether you want to stick it out and basically go the route of me and Eli and even yourself of like, no, let's like have a bigger vision for the scene. Let's
Yeah.
try and actually make this work. Let's actually try and give longevity to the scene, as opposed
And to yourselves as well.
Yeah, and to
like you have to
ourselves.
find a way to make, because this shit inherently is not a living. Like
That's what I'm saying.
the battle scene, unless you're like the top 1%, maybe
Yeah.
even not then. Like
Yeah.
let's say, yeah, even with battles, maybe like, you know, if you're going to the commercial scene and you're doing like jobs and stuff, that's viable, and the choreography scene and stuff like that. Like, but definitely with the battle scene, it's like you can't make a living of just battling. Really, like there's a few people that do, but like,
Yeah.
you know, for the anyone mid-level and below, which is most of us, it's not.
Yeah, most of the demographic.
Yeah, it's not. You're not making money. So then it's like, all right, what am I using the battle scene for? Am I using it to like,
Promote.
promote
Yeah.
the shit that I'm doing,
This
or
is the thing, and then this is where you can argue. Sorry to cut you.
No,
bro.
no, no,
This
no.
is where it becomes more of a side hobby.
yeah,
And then this is where, but then interestingly enough, this is where it's like you get people, or not anyone in particular, but I feel like the energy kind of becomes like, oh, this person's not dancing as much anymore.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
comes you're not doing this? Or, oh, I see they're just all about the social media now.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that at the same time, though, it's lucrative. Like
Yeah.
social media is like you can get money off it if you swing it the right way and you gear it towards your niche, your career. So I think this is, so like to tie it all back, and not to just keep plugging D-Like, but not
the
just to
reason
keep
we're
plugging.
dope and you should subscribe.
Yeah,
subscribe.
but just but what I was gonna say is that this is why we're trying to marry the two. So it's gonna be a very long mission.
Yeah, sure.
But we're trying to get the aspect of like trying to use today's tools to work for us, but still trying to include the dance scene because that's what we're about.
Yeah, and it's what you know, it's
And
your
this
niche,
is
it's
us.
your
Yeah, yeah.
expertise. Like, you shouldn't feel a pressure to like, you have to be, there's not only one way to be involved in the scene. And I think
Yeah.
definitely when you're younger, it's like a thing that you feel pressure to do is like, all right, well, if I'm not battling, I'm not part of the scene. And it's like, you know, at the moment, I contribute way more to the scene through the capsule than I do through fucking entering popping battles. Like, who
I hear
needs
that.
me? Like, I love entering popping battles for me, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
I enjoy doing it, and it's something that's the part I do for me, right? Entering battles, but. What difference really am I making adding to a top 16? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I
Yeah,
got
hear
through.
that. In the bigger picture.
I
of
did a
things,
couple.
I hear that.
Like,
Yeah.
I've done way more by recording these conversations, by, you know, whatever the other stuff. So I think in terms of like contributing and being a part of the scene, and funnily enough, I've probably made more. Not made more connections now, but I've made just as much connections since I've been doing the capsule, you know, as I was doing before, but in a different way. It's like now I know b-boys that I would have never known just because I
Yeah,
know them
yeah,
through
yeah.
the capsule and doing research and talking about them. And then
Yeah.
I start to pay attention like, oh, this guy's fucking dope. Whereas before I would know the people that I'm around, but I wouldn't really know different scenes, or like I don't really know anyone in the ballroom scene. I don't know anyone really in the whacking scene. But then now through the capsule, I kind of know everyone. I have
Yeah.
more connections, and it's like, I think it's something you realize at a certain point is like, if you care about this, first of all, you need to make a living, because whatever you're doing, whether you're doing choreography, whether you're doing battles, whatever in the dance scene, if you're working your job and just paying to go to rehearsals or blah blah blah, and then kind of you have no plan, it's fine for a certain point, but eventually it's like, all right, you've got to take care of your life. And if you've tailored your life around something that isn't going anywhere, like, oh, I'm just gonna work in you know, whatever your 9-to-5 job is that you, let's say you're not happy in. If you're happy in your 9-to-5 job and you love battling on the side, fine. If you are just unhappy in your job and you're just battling and you're hoping fucking you're going to get sponsored by Nike and you can leave your job someday, but you're just doing the same thing. I'm just going to enter battles. Like, you're not focusing on your life. You're just focusing on the scene and that side of things.
There's no strategy to a sense. Like, obviously, don't be too, like, rigid in your approach and try to, like, predict every step. Yeah. But then under the same breath, it's still good to have certain C's put in place. Still try to study certain aspects, try and figure out your stuff, and don't just kind of hope for the best.
Exactly,
But still have that attitude, still have the mentality of, like, positive thinking. But
hope for the best, plan for the worst is a good saying.
Yeah.
Just funny.
Yeah. Jokes.
I think
comedians.
Let's go. Yeah, I don't think if you weren't doing the Duke London podcast, I don't think we would have started YouTube, you know, because
you guys were doing it before me.
No, we wouldn't have done it.
What do you mean?
Because we used to watch your stuff like during lockdown.
Oh, shut up. Did you actually?
Yeah. No, first.
But wait, when did you guys start your YouTube channel?
All right, so a bit of a backstory real quick.
I thought you were way before me.
Nah.
Oh, no. We're quite new to this. We started this properly last year.
Around a year and like a few months ago.
February 2021 was our first upload.
Yeah.
And that was literally like a little... Come on.
I like that.
Yeah, man, that was our little introduction vid as well. Literally just a small one. So, yeah. Like stuff that
I didn't do my research.
Stuff that you did, stuff that you did with like kind of the Duke London podcast, and like kind of even so basically for me personally, I approached Eli with that idea at first, I believe like late 2020, innit? Yeah, so it was in the works somewhat,
but just after the pandemic kind of thing?
more or less just after the pandemic, because obviously there was a lot of time to think on that. So a lot of time to kind of
make plans.
Make plans. And for me personally, I saw a loophole in the scene, and it was like
I didn't see it at all.
So to quickly tell the story of Eli's perspective, he wasn't really down for it at first. He wasn't trying to see the vision.
It was probably our first like disagreement in a viewpoint ever, I think.
Yeah, as friends though.
Yeah.
Because obviously for him it was like he didn't think. Well, in fact, no. Explain your viewpoint.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm trying to think back to then. I think your main point was, your question was, can we bring the scene to more of commercial status? Like, can we put it out there for everyone to see and have it out there? I think my viewpoint was, will it lose its integrity and its
its authenticity, the rawness?
Because obviously when things commercialized, it's all about making money. Obviously everyone needs to make money, but everyone needs to make money at some point. But I feel like if it gets too down that commercial route, who's going to try and take advantage of our scene to benefit people that aren't even from our scene? Yeah, that's something I had in mind from that point.
But the thing is, if you guys, I mean, you probably already figured this out, but if you guys are the one bringing it to that commercial scene, if somebody wants to take advantage of the scene, they're going to have to go through you. Yeah. So as long as you guys keep your shit, because what usually happens, right, is you get someone who gets picked up by the wider media, right, like the Twins or someone like this, who gets put on these bigger stages, and then it's on them, which is kind of unfair in a way, but they kind of end up representing our scene. So it's like you guys getting a fucking deal with something, or being picked up by like a brand or whatever that it might happen with your YouTube, or getting loads of views and you become this thing, and then it's like, okay, do you still care about promoting the scene in the right way, right? And that's the question that you guys have to ask. And you know, it's not to say there's only like one way of progressing, and there's, you know, loads of people are big because of like doing TikTok and all these type of things, right? Which the dances you're doing on TikTok is probably not the most fucking integral to the scene, but if do you know what I mean, if you're doing your thing and you're making your money, then fine. But like let's say if you guys get picked up by a big brand or whatever, and then they say, oh, we want you to do, I don't know, something that you disagree with, like as dancers, but the money's good, then you kind of have a choice to make. And it's like, I think that's the only thing in terms of the scene being affected will be through you guys. So it's, I guess it's more of a question of how do you guys want to progress.
I think it was because it was coming from a point from before we even thought about starting. I think it was just a question. The first question that kind of brought apart the further questions to lead into what we were going to do and whatnot.
Yeah. So because I remember that conversation, it wasn't necessarily. There was two conversations. So that first one was obviously just like our first kind of thing of like, do you think the scene could be something bigger? Eli begged to differ, which was fine, obviously. And then my second big thing for him was like, do you want to start a YouTube channel like based around dance? And then I think he was a bit reluctant at first. He was a bit hesitant, innit?
You have to understand about me. Even if you notice it now, I'm not the most
camera like.
I try my best when I do videos and whatnot.
No, you guys do good, man.
No, thanks, bro.
I'm quite introverted, extroverted, if you know what I'm saying. So like, I know how to. Yeah, that's cool. I know how to put it out when I need to, but most of the time I'm not very talkative or stuff like that. So even me being on camera, I'm like, oh yeah, Dejon could do that. He's very good with talking to people and being outwards like that. But I'm a bit more like, I'll sit back and just think.
Yeah, but you learn different ways as well. That's the thing, is like your personality is what's going to make. Like if you were both the same, we wouldn't need two of you. So like the fact that you're different brings a different dynamic. You might have one of you that's more laid back and one of you that's more like
outgoing.
Outgoing, and that like as long as you get in across, you know, you're not mumbling like that. Like as long as you're speaking clearly, you don't have to have. Like, I mean, even this perfect example when we have Abe and Tally here. Like, Abe's a fucking maniac and Tally's very calm. But it's like having both makes a bit more of a rounded
picture.
Thing.
Like a well-rounded.
Yeah, which is why it falls to chaos when Tally's not here. But, but yeah, so I think like my advice would be don't worry about that, man. And also you'll learn. Bro, the first few podcasts I did, I was fucking so scared. Like, I was shitting myself. Like, when I finished, I was like... I felt like I was going to have a fucking panic attack or something. I was oh my God. Like, I was like super nervous and I felt like shit because I was like, I've never felt like this vulnerable in a way. Like, I've never spoken for an hour and a half or 2 hours and had my conversations recorded and put out there for people to like have opinions on. And like now it's, you know, it's been probably it's coming up to 3 years since I started the podcast. It's only 6 months or 10 months of the capsule. But now I'm used to it and it's like, cool, I know how I'm going to react if someone says something. I'm aware of what I'm saying and I kind of only say my opinions if I'm sure of them. Like one thing that I'm sure you guys do this, but like one thing that we'll do is like we have a group for the podcast and it's like sometimes we'll chat through topics. It's like, oh, what do we think of this? And it's like, oh yeah, and we kind of have a little preliminary chat. And then sometimes we end up with like, all right, let's not talk about this on the pod, or cool, let's talk about this further because we know it's going in a good direction. But it's like we kind of know what those opinions are so that when I say them, I'm confident in what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I've said something to Tally and I'm like, I'll message her and I'll be like, I think this about this topic. And then she'll be like, nah, you're talking shit. And I'm like, I'm like, is this a good opinion? And she's like, no. And then she'll tell me why. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad I didn't say that for the first time on the pod, you know?
You know what? And you always need someone like Tally in your life. I can't lie. That sounds like very, you know, honest and constructive.
100%.
To have someone like that just tell you, maybe not.
Yeah, especially when you're giving opinions and stuff like that.
It's such a like, carefully treaded zone. Yeah, you got
to know when you're not going to tread carefully. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain topics that I don't tread carefully on, but I'm ready for the backlash. Like, I'm like, I fucking believe in this. I've done enough research. I've been around to know that this is my fucking opinion.
Facts.
So,
facts.
Eat some dicks. But then there's other topics that I'm like, I don't know enough about this to really
push
like
it.
I think this, but I don't know, and I don't know that I know enough to. You know what I mean? So I think the more you the more you do and the more you get used to these type of things, I think it gets way easier.
Facts.
But that's a fucking huge compliment that you guys like. It was at least something that you watched before you started your thing.
Oh, of course.
Man,
even for our dance careers, it helped a lot as well. Like we were just watching. I would be like, who's on this podcast? Oh, right, you got some big names on these podcasts. Sick. Why has no one else thought to do this? That kind of thing. Like,
that kind of vibe. And then also for me personally, I was on Omar's lockdown kind of podcast, civilian opinion show, and then that those conversations started sparking little seeds of ideas. And then obviously that tied with your podcast. And then just seeing the gap in the market, we thought, why not? So that's how D-Live came about, really and truly.
Sick.
Came to Eli with the idea end of 2020. We got it pumping up in beginning of 2021, and then ever since then we've been going and growing.
Yeah.
Sick. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, man.
Well, you guys are doing very dope.
And Steezy as well. Sorry, I just want to say Steezy from America because I think I couldn't really see the vision of how to make dance work on YouTube properly until I saw it. And when I saw Steezy, they did the 3 choreographers, 1 song.
Oh yeah,
That's
they do
their
all that
concept.
type
Yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
their concept.
So when I saw that, I was like, raw. All these games we play in Zoo, like, make choreo in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
or
yeah. That's the one you just did, right?
Make it a video. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
The last one you did was how long to make it?
half an hour to make a 2-minute set. Yeah,
Sick.
Yeah.
that
Nice.
came out nice as well.
And is this all stuff that you're seeing on YouTube, or are you kind of just making them up, or?
That one was more from like, I think that one came from my thought of what we do in Zoo, because obviously in Zad, sometimes teachers will be like, cool, here's like a routine we made together. Now go into separate groups. Now try transition, try levels, change direction, bring a concept to it and stuff like that. So I think that kind of playful element of dance, I think it would be cool to put onto the YouTube. So I thought, I would think in a weird way, I would just be on the bus, listen to music, having a completely different thought, and my brain just kind of traces to a weird location. Then just, what about that?
Fam.
Now I called John at 12 o'clock at night and be like, bro, why don't we
let me
do
tell
this?
you, lots.
The voice notes are crazy.
This guy, he will send me, but this is what makes our channel what it is.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like, but he will send me like 10 voice notes.
2 minutes long.
One time, bro, the voice notes are crazy. Like, I know if I get a collection of voice notes from Elijah on Snapchat,
Oh no.
I'm getting biscuits, I'm sitting down, I'm making myself comfortable. You can't just try
That's
and
the
listen.
podcast. That's its own podcast.
That's literally, But at the same time, though, not to like, discredit that, because that's what kind of makes our channel where it is today. These ideas. I did have to introduce a cut-off point. I said after 10 o'clock, don't call me. Bro.
Yeah.
if it's YouTube related, don't call me.
Yeah, exactly.
I need my
Starting
rest.
a
I need
business.
I
Yeah.
need my
Business
rest.
relationship.
Yeah, more or less. But we try and keep that balance of
Yeah.
our brotherhood and our business life. So
Yeah.
Sick.
getting there.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, man.
You were running me through a few topics that you had before. What got any?
What kind of thing do you want?
Oh, what kind of thing you got for me? I don't even know
what do you want, bro? What do you want?
what time we're on, because usually Jenny's there, but she's not fucking here.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye, Jenny. For real.
Let's see then.
You pick me one, random, something that I don't know about. Give me a
cool.
challenge.
Okay.
You want to go? Yeah.
Yeah, the Dark Angels TV show. I don't really know much about it because I haven't went past episode 2.
Okay,
But
so can we start with who are Dark Angels? I'm gonna look them up.
Dark
Yeah.
Angels. So I don't know a lot about them, but I'm pretty interested in them. They are
Okay.
a group from Bristol. I
Okay.
think they're like one of the only groups from Bristol I know
Yep.
of. Yeah, ADA Dark Angels.
ADA Dark Angels on Instagram.
They have
Okay.
like their own studio where they just come and train whenever they
In
want
Bristol?
to. Yeah, in Bristol.
Mad.
They're like the
okay.
only big group in Bristol, from my knowledge.
Yeah.
If there's someone else out there, don't kill me.
Well, Kieran's there, but he hasn't got a big group, so.
Fair enough. They're like, not to compare them to IMD, but they kind of have a similar kind of like, they go to those competitions and they
Right.
do those performances.
Kind of like an HHI.
Yeah.
All that type of stuff.
I think they went to HHI and Dijon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you did the mega crew of IMD, they were involved with it as well, some members.
I believe that's false.
That's false. Okay, my bad.
I believe you're talking.
I'm
Wait,
making-
the only reason why I say that the last time I did Mega Crew with IMD was 2019.
Yeah, I could be
I
wrong.
don't remember
Sorry.
any Dark Angel members.
My bad. Sorry.
But if I'm wrong,
Yeah,
then
we're
put
sorry.
that in the then put that in the comments. But I believe not.
It's
Yeah.
rude if they're like in the set with you and they're
Could
like,
you
you don't
imagine?
remember it. Although IMD, there's like a
Yikes.
billion people, so
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not like there's 3 of you and then you forget one of them.
Yeah, that'll be bad.
that'd be bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Dark Angels are based in Bristol.
They performed at Move It this year as well. So basically they have a TV show on E4
That is a
about
bit mad.
that I don't know how that came to be. I'll be pretty interested to
So
have
it's
a
their
conversation.
own show.
Their own show about
Mad.
that process, about how
That's
they go
it.
through rehearsals, different members, different personal
That's
experiences.
the type of stuff we need to.
And is this brand new?
Yeah, like they filmed it this year, I think, but I think they
Police
released it earlier.
siren is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know we're in South London.
We'll just wait for
Oh,
this
it's
to
getting
pass,
loud
so-
as well.
Like they're just gonna come in through the door, like drive their car through the door.
Crazy stuff.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, continue what you're saying.
Yeah,
Can I just nick a biscuit?
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
biscuit.
Thanks.
yeah.
But yeah,
Pop them biscuits open.
yes, they based in Bristol. Yeah, so the TV shows, I think, because I'm only on episode 2,
Yeah.
because they released it earlier, but then I think they wanted people to binge watch it, so they held it back till they finished the whole production of it, and now it's currently out to
So
binge
they
watch.
just posted, like, they just released one?
I think they released 2.
Okay, and then the rest they put out altogether.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just shows like the whole process. People, it's kind of like documentary style. Yeah, it's a
I'm looking at
documentary.
a little clip now.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting. I was watching it when it came out before, but apart from that, I haven't watched it since. I
Very
need to
interesting.
binge watch that. So
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's fucking dope for them. That they got this thing. I wonder how they got that, or who the.
I think
It'll be nice to work with them and see that process.
Yeah, well, shout out to Dark Angels for getting that. I'd be interested to see it. I think it's interesting because it's like going back to what you, going back to what you were saying about bringing dance to the wider audiences. It's like these are the type of things that do it, and I think as much. I mean, a lot of people in the battle scene complain about not being recognized or whatever on the big, or like our dance not being recognized on the bigger thing. But it's like you have to see what's entertaining for the general audience, if you know what I mean. And it's like literally, if they want to see stuff like the Dark Angels type of sets, which are like these big amounts of people doing exciting big fast movements, to be honest, that is like, for someone that doesn't know anything about dance, that is a lot more entertaining than maybe some of the battle styles, I want to say.
It's a tricky one.
It's like, if you don't know, it's like those sports at the Olympics that you don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't tune in, but it's like
you just don't tune in. Like, who wants to watch badminton? No offense.
What's shooting?
It's like, what's the rules of this thing? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And so if you have like, that's what's, you know, what we were saying earlier about breaking in the Olympics and stuff. Even breaking is like the most exciting, fun style to watch versus maybe something like house, which is a bit deeper to understand, and there's a bit more layers of depth for the average viewer to kind of go through before they can start to enjoy it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so it's just interesting that these type of things are being picked up, because obviously like diversity went big,
yeah.
and then you've got like Dark Angels, you've got IMD do a lot of stuff as well, and it's like these are the things that are maybe seen by a wider audience, you know. So yeah, it's just interesting to know what gets picked up and what's interesting to a TV company or an outside view.
Yeah, for real. I think as well, that probably ties back into Eli's point that he made like a couple years ago when I first came to him with like that kind of idea of, can you make the dance scene, you know, something like big and whatnot. And I think in life, to be completely honest, you will lose just a tiny bit of like that integral / authentic side. Like, let's be real, there's the reason like studios have been built, or not the reason, but like obviously one good example is that dance scene wise, we always hear about how back in the day them lots used to like dance on concrete, doing up head spins, knee slides, but now you've got studios. But then you can argue that's losing your sense of integralness or that authenticity. But then technically, if you have to make that sacrifice for something that's a bit more like effective or efficient,
so it's like a push and pull.
Yeah, it's kind of that push and that technically it makes sense.
Yeah, and I guess it's also like, what's the end game here? Is it for us to remain broke and stuff for our entire lives, or is it to like try and further things? Because it's like, I guess the whole point of hip hop culture, I guess, was, let's say, like disenfranchised communities that were turning to art in order to like express themselves with, you know, without needing much. It's stuff that they could do outdoors or here or there, right? And it's like, it's still the same now. You can, there's some people that I don't really know besides that they busk out on the street, but then they can come to battles and still do really well, right? Yeah. And it's like, you can still learn these dance styles outside of a studio. But if we have now the infrastructure that you can come and win money, or you can get sponsored, or you can, you know, do things isn't that the whole point, was that to give people an opportunity to do better with their lives, and, you know, and it's like, I think you can say the authenticity has gone a little bit, but maybe only from those certain spaces. It doesn't have to be like,
not stripped back like 100%.
Yeah, and it might be that, like a TV show is not the most integral part of hip hop culture, but as long as the other parts still survive and we still
remain, then,
it's not, I mean, it's a whole deeper conversation, I guess. All right.
Literally.
Well, shout out to Dark Angels. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's hard, man. That's sick.
That would be a good podcast if Charlie, what's his name? Charlie. Wait, it says it here. I'm sorry, Charlie.
Charlie
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 Bedford. Charlie Bedford bit my finger. If he wants to do a podcast, that'd be fucking sick.
I thought you were about to say if he wants to bite my finger.
If he wants to bite my finger,
if you want to bite my finger, then run.
Come on, Charlie.
You want a biscuit, bro?
I'm alright for now, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah,
These are yours.
good.
These are yours.
Yeah, I feel like I need some more water before I do any biscuit eating.
Fair enough.
Cool. All right. What else we got? Anything else on the agenda?
Topic.
Yeah. You got one?
Yeah. It's
Right,
John's.
so I had a couple, but I'm gonna choose from my notes.
Yes.
I wrote down the point that crew competitions aren't as popular or like as desired as they used to be. I don't know what all our takes on that is.
What do you mean by crew competitions? Like which type of thing?
As in like your HHIs or even just competing in like a UDO category. Or I always heard about how back in the day they had GWI.
Yeah.
Which
was
I'm not
my
too.
era.
Yeah,
I was at the
exactly.
end of the GWI era.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So obviously I'm not too like familiar. Apart from the stories I hear every now and again, I'm not.
It was the same
that-
thing as.
Oh, okay.
It was like HHI or any of those type
Yeah,
of things.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. But yeah, like I feel like, or maybe I'm coming from the kind of point of view of like our scene, like more so it's not as desired. I think our generation's kind of moved towards the studio scene / commercial type vibe, which isn't actually a problem because people's like they've been killing it. But yeah, I don't know. I think like for example, like if you was to look at like crews in the UK scene, like could we name at least like 10 solid UK crews?
10? No.
Okay, yeah, 5.
Me,
5.
I can name 2.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not even.
But see what I'm saying? I
IMD
thought, yeah,
and-
IMD.
Damn.
Unity.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and this
Who
is this is my point. Like London wise as well.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know.
definitely a different demographic than
Yeah, true,
what
true.
they're asking for.
Yeah, true. But
Even if you look at if you
Yeah.
look at the under 18s Dance Delight, there's a very new roster of people that are.
It's a fucking spaceship.
that is a drone, bro.
Mate, if it wasn't this hot, I need a soundproofed room for this. Yeah, sorry, go on.
But yeah, if you look at the lineup, it's very different to how it was previous years. Previous years to have G&D. Obviously, you guys.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
G&D was still there, but it was just a very different.
Rebranded.
Yeah,
under
the
G
younger
Squad.
kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, even IMD wasn't there that year. But I think, yeah, the run up seemed a bit different to what it usually was. Like, even when we talked to Shaq about it, Shaq was like, I don't really know a lot of the people here, but I'm wanting to like get to know who these people
Yeah.
are. There's a lot of new crews, but they're not known for that winning anything.
Well, also, then if that was the under 18s one, a lot of probably the people that I knew or Shaq knew or you guys knew, I've probably grown up in it.
Yeah,
So that's probably
lockdown.
the new. Yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 years of pandemic, so everyone who's now 18 was like 15 before. Do you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
whatever, or younger, maybe not even dancing.
Mm.
But that's interesting that you feel like they're not as desired. I thought they were still doing super well.
Or maybe.
I feel like crews.
Because-
Yeah, sorry, continue.
Oh, sorry, bro. I was just gonna quickly say.
No, do your thing, do your thing,
Yeah,
do
no, I
your
was just
thing.
gonna quickly say, maybe because I personally, even I'm not competing as much, so maybe because I've
more-
stepped out of it into a more like generalized space. Maybe that's why I'm just saying it. But I don't know. You lot can tell me what you think because it's a bit of a subjective kind of.
It
Feel.
could also be your age.
Mm.
You're
Yeah,
getting a bit
yeah.
older and maybe it's less. Because here's my question to you guys about this topic. What, and I don't want to say this too bluntly, what
Yeah.
is the point of doing those shows? Because like I did them when I was young. I did GWI twice, I think, and I did all the other, like I've done HHI, I've done stuff like that. For me, let's say when I did HHI, I was maybe 20. How old was I? 22, 23? No, maybe even older. Yeah, early 20s, let's say. And we came second. But my whole point of why we were going to do that is because we wanted to go Vegas. Completely
yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
because we wanted a free trip to, or not a free trip, but we wanted an excuse to go to Vegas. Now,
Yeah.
nowadays, I realised we could have just saved up and went on holiday.
Instead of
we-
breaking your backs and dancing and putting in the shift just for the free holiday.
But I think we thought it would be easier to fundraise. I think our plan kind of in our young brains was like, we'll win this thing
Yeah.
or at least come top 3. We thought we were going to win, and then fucking Plague showed up at the last minute.
Plague.
Plague.
That's the year they won it for the world's.
Oh,
they
yeah.
beat us in the UK one,
Damn.
which was very irritating for us. But anyway, so we still came second, and we thought that we would like use that to fundraise to go Vegas, just to basically do the competition out there and have fun and whatever. But that's the only time I've done it, because we thought, oh, here's the point of doing it, and there was only 5 of us, so it was like, all right, we're all gonna. Like me and I think Lee mostly choreograph stuff, but it was going to be like we all kind of equally get everything paid. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm the choreographer and I get certain stuff paid for or whatever. But this is what I don't get when it's like huge group, because you said you've done some with IMD or you've done other stuff.
So I was in I was in GD&D.
Okay,
And GD&D had a solid like kind of family vibe with IMD.
nice.
So that's why me, myself, Lamar, some of us lots ended up doing stuff with IMD as well.
And generally, what's the kind of, so like, because obviously I'm mostly have done it with smaller groups,
Yeah.
and even when I did it with a slightly bigger group, that time when I did GWI with a slightly bigger group, but the thing with that is we were a crew that was maybe like 6 of us or 7,
Okay.
and then to do GWI we got other members in
Yeah.
to make it like a bigger performance, but we wanted it so that it would kind of promote the profile of our group to do other
Oh yeah.
bits, right? Because it's a big
Yeah,
stage,
definitely.
lots of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in general, what would you say is like, do people get out of, if you're in a big group and maybe doing mega crews or something like that, what do you get out of these? Because I'm assuming the prize money doesn't split 30 ways.
Do
Do you know what I mean? Whereas like,
yeah.
if you're doing like a 4-on-4 battle and it's like $1,000 prize money, all right, at least I'm getting something out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, in terms of what you get out of it doing mega crew, I say for me personally, for myself, when I did mega crew with IMD, I was at a stage as well where obviously I'm fresh. I was just competing. I was getting my feet wet, and that was an amazing opportunity to be able to go to America and experience that mega crew vibe, as well as varsity with GD&D. But experience the whole mega crew vibe and just compete with a larger crew, because obviously GD&D is quite intimate. It was it's always been like that. It was a very small group, like how you were saying. But yeah, I think it was more so experience than like kind of monetary gain or like any type of like money aspect or like anything further than that. It was more like for the experience, for the love of dance, just kind of for the
fun of the process.
For the fun of it. Obviously, Omar still very much installed that like we're here to kill it mindset. Like you know, that all of that was obviously still like without saying, it was definitely like implemented into our like mindsets. But for the most part, it was an experience, and it's something that I would definitely never forget.
Yeah.
Because like when you step on stage with a large group of people that you've kind of built a bond with over the months of training, like it does serve as a beautiful memory. So I think just for the experience of it and the atmosphere, and hey, not to digress too tough, but HHI in itself, the atmosphere is amazing. Like I've heard a couple of people always describe it as like the Olympics for dance, because all the countries from all around the world competing like in different categories. The opening ceremony, everyone's waving their flags. So yeah, for me personally, to answer the question, basically just for that like kind of that breathtaking experience, and just to be a part of it, and just to like and
I have to say, when I went to Vegas, the 2 times I went, it was like, especially the first time, that was a crazy experience. I think I was definitely younger, because I think going back now, I wouldn't enjoy it as much, maybe.
I hear that.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I think when I first, I must have been 19 maybe.
Okay.
I fucking loved it, bro.
Yeah,
like,
this
just
is the thing.
being around like loads of different people and like different dancers, and like I hadn't really traveled that much. So I mean, I had in my life, but not as a dancer. So like meeting other dancers and stuff, like just from different countries. I'm like, what do you mean you're from fucking New Zealand? I have friends in New Zealand
literally
now. Like,
Japan. I remember I got. It's funny. At the opening ceremony, I took a picture with like just a bunch of Japanese girls. Like,
This guy,
yeah, man. Like, yeah, because Japan's hard. So I was fanboying. I was like, oh my god,
Oh, the kind of boom set, innit?
I don't know if it was the kind of
Were they
boom lot.
even dancers or you just racist? You just found random Japanese girls. Oh, can I take a picture? They're like, imagine they're just walking past going to eat and it's like, they're not even part of the competition.
No, okay.
Team Japan, yo!
There's no way. Okay, I'm gonna clear this out right now, yeah.
Oh, imagine they weren't even Japanese.
Oh, bro.
No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. I'm just making jokes.
I didn't do that.
But if he did, it would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. But to make this very clear, we was all at the opening ceremony.
Okay.
Everybody there was either the dance captain, team leader, or a dancer.
Okay.
And those waving the Japanese flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did all his research.
I
That's
remember
cool.
they had the little Japanese flags in their hand waving.
He's like Googling the flag. Yeah, it's definitely Japan.
Man,
All right.
The red dot say less.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Make sure.
But yeah. But yeah, so that atmosphere and like meeting people from like so many different countries,
Yeah, man.
making links, making friendships and connections around the dance industry worldwide. It's amazing.
It is
man.
mad, yeah.
And to experience it with your friends is
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I got to experience that, because obviously I never got to go there because I was, what was I doing? What was that Brit, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, back then I was still, I'd say, very, very fresh to the idea of the dance scene. That was when I first knew there was such thing as a dance scene. So I think, when I heard that from you guys, that the experience, I was like, raw. Even now, I'm like, cool. It'll be nice to go there, just experience the vibe and see what it's like. Because I've never experienced that before, like international competition of dance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, literally, it's crazy, man.
You know what I would say, like, is I got a lot of the similar feeling from traveling for battles. Like, it is a similar. It's not as big in terms of the scale of each competition. So you're not going into a room and seeing like packed out with all different countries, which is also fucking dope. But like going to battles, it's like, I mean, some of my friends that I still have now from all over the world, I've made from just like meeting them randomly at a battle. Like there's I don't know if you know a guy called DJ Fame who we did a podcast. It's not out yet. He sometimes listens to the podcast, so I don't know if he'll tune in. But he's a DJ from Germany, really dope. One of the like top battle DJs. And I met him just randomly because he was spinning at a battle in Germany, and I went to see a friend who it was her battle that she put on, and I went and entered, and then just met because he was DJing for the pop-in. I was mostly doing hip hop. I entered pop-in for fun. And he was just playing sick stuff, so I went up and spoke to him, and we're fucking friends now. We were in MSB. He DJ'd at MSB in Gloucester, and we were hanging out there, and we did the pod. And it's just like you end up meeting friends like that, like, but you just have to do it in smaller little weekend battles, if you know what I mean. But I do think, like, and I know it's been hard for the pandemic, but like one of the best things as a dancer is to travel and like experience the world scene, regardless whether you do it in like Vegas or through battles or through commercial jobs or whatever. But I think everyone would say. Every experienced dancer would say that's a big thing, like traveling and meeting friends and
gotta make sure I do that.
Yeah, man. Just I don't like you. Got to find your like excuse in a way, like whether it's to do battles, whether it's
you're
like
kind of like leeway.
Yeah, like the main thing is just to get out of the country and go meet people and do stuff. So whatever your reason is for doing that, even if you just like I've gone before like to France just to train with people and just to hang out. Like I'll come for the weekend, we'll do a few ciphers and then fuck off home, But yeah, it's definitely worth it to travel, I would say. So we didn't actually find an answer to your question. Why are they not so? I think it might just be age. I think it might be
definitely.
I'm thinking that
because you're saying all this stuff about like experience and fun and blah blah. When you start to get a bit older, you're like, all right, now I am more experienced.
You do start looking at the bills. Money and paying certain things.
Yeah, and you're kind of like, all right, if I'm going to give up all this time, like, what am I getting out of it? You are getting stuff out of it, but that stuff starts to be less important as you get older.
Yeah, less significant, 100%.
Yeah, and then there are, like you were saying about the under-18 thing, there are dancers that come up that are desperate for that, have like never even been on stage, and they're like, I want a chance to perform on stage, and you're like, all right, I've performed on a lot of stages. Like, what are you giving me to perform on this stage, or what am I getting out of it? And and I get it if you're the choreographer, like if you now were going to go make your own group and put your choreography on stage because you're getting highlighted. Yeah. And then maybe the dancers that you have in your thing are the people that want the experience. You know what I mean? It's all like a juggling of experience. I think it's like this goes into the whole topic of like not dancing for free or dancing for exposure or whatever. But it's like at some point in your career you do need exposure and
exposure is a stepping stone. It's a very important stepping stone.
And experience. You just want to know what it's like to be on stage so that your fucking first time is not when you're getting paid to do it. Because
Yeah,
like, let's say
that's
like
pressure.
I'm a photographer or whatever and videographer, and let's say if I work with someone younger, if I hire someone to be my assistant on a job, I don't want that job to be the first time they've ever picked up a camera. I'm like, please go and shoot for free. You know, everyone's like, I'm not shooting for free unless you. No, I'm like, no.
Facts.
Please go and shoot for free so that I know you're good, so that I can pay you. Because I'm not paying you until I've seen that you've done some work.
Yeah, some references.
Yeah,
100%.
which is, I think, you
Audio
know,
work.
because we all fuck up and we all make mistakes, but get those mistakes out of the way. We all
Get your mistakes out of the system before you come to
and get your mistakes out of the way when you're not getting paid to do them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if I'm doing a show for free and I trip over or I forget the choreo, it's like, all right. If I'm getting paid a lot of money to do that, it's like your
Crazy
job is to
sense.
not forget the choreography. So I have to, you know,
You've
whatever.
got to be on job.
Yeah.
literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I make a small segue? Like
Yes.
A mini one.
As
So-
long as you're happy with my answer, that I think it's.
Oh yeah,
age.
yeah.
Age.
I actually,
Age.
yeah. To be fair, I agree. Oh, Eli, do you want to say
Solved it.
anything?
Yeah, I agree still.
No, yeah. But yeah, as a mini segue,
Yes. Yo.
motorbike
I don't know
is
how much you
crazy.
guys can hear, but there's cars everywhere.
Yeah, the motorbike is nuts. Okay, right. So as a mini segue, talking about cruise,
Yes.
I've noticed that
Tom
there's
Cruise.
more. Yeah, there's more. I just
Wait,
clocked.
say Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he said Tom Cruise. Yeah,
guy.
that was a good one. I've clocked that there's more collectives nowadays, and obviously, I want to hear you guys' take on that, and what you just what you think about the fact that there's more
Collectives.
collectives, and why do you think that's the case?
What do you define as a collective?
Yeah, this is the thing.
That's a good question.
I think it's, for me, these type of names are just like a trend, because when we did when I had my company, right, we called it like, we were called Toy Box. So some people that are my generation would remember why we were called Toy Box. Who fucking knows? But we called it Toy Box Dance Company. Why was it not Toy Box Dance Crew? Why was it not Toy Box Dance Collective? Who the fuck knows? We just decided company sounded good. Were we a registered company? No. Did we ever make any money? Not really. Fair enough. There was no need to be called that. Now, in the battle scene, a crew, in air quotes, has some type of meaning because it comes from when the battle scene started, and I think there was a link to like gangs and stuff, and crews then was about your kind of family, your clique, your people that you were
your circle.
riding with, and then you just happen to do activities with that crew, and one of those activities might be a dance battle, right? So that's kind of in short, like the origin of the crew thing in battle scene. It's like, it's kind of supposed to be your family in a way, and you just happen to be battling with them, but you're also chilling with them. These are your peoples. If it's not, and it's just people that are picked to come together for a certain battle or whatever, then some people consider that not as much of a real crew, right? Not to say that you can't put together a crew and then become family. Of course you can. Primal Instincts are a great example of that. There's a lot of other crews that have been put together to be a battle crew, but then they become family, and part of their ethos in the crew is to hang out together and train together and support each other. Right? Cool. Company technically should be like a registered company, like you're making money, you're a professional company, right? I think that the implications of the word company is that you're a professional company. One of these bigger organizations, Boy Blue, Zoo Nation, stuff like that, like that's a company, right? Collective technically is supposed to be, in my understanding, I could be really wrong, but collective is supposed to be people that are not necessarily a family in the sense of not always hanging out together, not always doing stuff together, but they are individuals that have a similar overall goal.
Okay.
That's how I would say it. I don't know if there's a dictionary definition to the word collective, but
That'll be helpful.
the way I see collectives in the arts, I guess, is like, okay, let's say we're all YouTubers, right? It's like, there's me, there's you guys, there's I don't know if you know Kane, Ins and Outs podcast, like different, let's say we're all different YouTubers, and we decide that we're going to make a collective of YouTubers. So it doesn't mean that we're all
A group?
a group. We're not all a company. We're not sharing profits, but we're all supporting each other. And the overall goal is to, let's say, bring dance to the wider media, right? So I would say...
Can I make a quick point, or should we wait?
Go for it.
So in that case, because then I feel like the type of vibe that collective gives off is like we're getting like a carefully selected kind of almost all-star kind of roster type thing.
Yes.
Of people, and like this is what it is. Whereas a crew is more generalized. Like it can't. I don't know. Yeah. That's what it sounds.
So I looked up Artist Collective, and it says an artist collective is an initiative that is the result of a group of artists working together, usually under their own management, towards shared aims. So that makes sense. So it's like, basically what I was saying. So
makes sense.
Collective, is more that it would be a group of people that are considered individuals. Because I guess if you're a crew or a company, you're obviously you're an individual within your company, but you're, let's say,
you're led by someone.
Yeah, so let's say like this: if IMD go to a competition, right? When they show up, they are IMD. That's IMD. You're IMD. Like you're IMD. You're IMD. I'm IMD. Omar's IMD. We're all IMD, right? Whereas if and the same with the crew. So if Primal Instincts go somewhere, you have individuals within that because of how our art form is done, but they are Primal Instincts. They're a crew, right? With a collective, you would imagine that each person has their own persona. So it might be like, oh, there's fucking Brooke, there's Sean, I don't know, whoever of these, like, let's say different poppers. Maybe that's a crappy example, but like you're all your own person. Yeah. So when you show up to the thing or show up to the place, you're not necessarily seen as part of a bigger umbrella.
So you could be anywhere, but then when you come as a collective, that's
and I think it depends how your collective is set up, because it could be that, every time you go somewhere, you're like externally representing that collective, right? And you're like, oh, this is like, they say AIM collective. I would maybe say AIM is more of a crew than a collective, or a company and crew more than a collective, but maybe just the name is just a name for the sake of being a name. Do you know what I mean? But if you have, let's say each of these individual artists, they can go somewhere and they can represent that collective, or they cannot. And there's a lot of this in the kind of art world where these people are part of a collective, but it's not like an external thing for like marketing and branding. It's like behind the scenes, we're going to support each other. So we've decided, let's say there's 10 of us, we're all individual artists. If any of us gets like an opportunity, we're going to help the other ones. We're going to share advice. We're going to teach each other. Like, do you guys know Joe Monkey Flip Media? Yeah. And Max Cheshire?
Yeah.
Right. So me, him, three of us are like good friends. We have a WhatsApp group. We share ideas. We teach each other stuff. We ask for advice on stuff. We could consider ourselves a collective, even if externally we're not representing the same thing. We all have our own individual brands.
Okay, cool.
But it's like Joe and Max have both helped me with the capsule. Me and Max have both helped Joe, and me and Joe have both helped Max. So the way we operate, I would imagine, is more like a collective, if that makes sense, because we're trying to retain our individualism, but we all have a common goal. Yeah. So in that, we support each other. That makes sense. Cool. That's where I see the collective thing being maybe more of a like trend, like, because like I said, when we called ourselves a company, we weren't a fucking company, but it just sounded fancy, Yeah. And it's like, so I think maybe there's people that are just saying, oh, we're a collective, we're this, we're that, because of maybe what the word collective means to them, or what the word crew means to them. Like, so I think that would be my opinion on that.
Okay. I think what I've got from that then is basically like collective is just more of a casual kind of version of a crew in a way, kind of.
But it can also be more professional. Because it might be that it's like actually, you might not even like the people in your collective, but you're like, professionally, I need to align myself with them. Like, I don't like you, but you know a lot of stuff. We got to be in the same thing so that we can help each other and push each other. Okay. Or it can be more of a casual thing where it's like, all right, we all kind of represent the same thing, but we're not friends. Or it could be a bigger thing. I know some collectives that are huge because, like, there's people that are in the collective in various countries and stuff, and it's way too big and spread out to be called a crew. Because they're not training together, they're not thinking, but they're all representing the same name or whatever. So then they call that a collective. Do you know what I mean? Because it's too spread out.
Okay, cool.
And in that way, they're more casual, I guess.
Makes sense. Yeah, I hear that. Enlightened.
But yeah, that's what I would say. I don't think there's anything, unless you're registering it. Because the thing is, even if you, let's say, AIM Collective, if they were to be registered as a company, they wouldn't need to change their name to AIM Company. Like, they could just call themselves AIM Collective.
It's a name.
It's just a name. It's just like a branding exercise, I guess. It depends. Like, so that's up to you how you interpret if you want to be seen as a collective. But I guess if we're going by the definitions of what those things are, that's what I would say.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
Do you know what'd be cool, right?
Tell me.
So it's a very random thing, but do you know what'd be cool? If, I don't know, they're dancing like a sports day, something just unrelated to dance.
That would actually be
That'll
sick.
be lit. That'll be lit.
that'll be fun. Like,
Eli was
yeah.
waiting to drop that one.
Yeah, already.
That would actually be sick. Like, you mean like you'd get us to do like challenges and stuff?
No, like actual just like
Yeah,
sports. They
something
were
off camera, just
Yeah.
casual.
Like
everyone
sprints and
gets,
stuff.
yeah, like
everyone
proper
just
organized.
Everyone off duty for the day. every single person in the
That would be
scene.
fun.
Yeah, people bring their kids.
Yeah,
and
man.
Different. Yeah.
Well, they
I
have-
feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say real quick. I feel like within circles, people do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
But
what I
I
was gonna
think
say.
like a big like
Yeah.
dance scene that would be so crazy. That would be
Yeah.
lit. That would be. I think that would definitely, and that could those like at least even once a year could bring a sense of community, and then we could work.
Yeah,
from
they
there.
have something in the States called the Poppers Picnic. And it's like all the
That's
OG poppers and stuff, and that's pretty well known
Okay.
thing that they do. And then obviously we have like I think some of them do like dancers do football or something. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I've
They
heard
had
about
that.
yeah.
But yeah, it
Heard
would be
about
good to like have. I mean, that might be a capsule endeavor at some point.
Yeah, why
to do
not?
like
A live stream.
yeah,
That'd be
That'd
but
be
to
lit.
do like a once a year meet up or like a little. But then it also depends because it's like this is the problem with. I mean, people in general,
Yeah.
is that like everybody, then once there's a certain number of people in any given thing, there starts to be friendship groups and stuff like that. And it's like, even if I ran that and I was like, this is for the whole dance scene, there's people for sure that don't like me or don't like what the capsule do or
Fair
whatever,
enough.
who won't come just because I don't want to hang out with his friends. And then all the people that like me and like what we do, and then maybe some neutral people who have no opinion of me might show up. But while
Yeah,
the
I hear
capsule is still linked to me, which I'm trying to work on building so that the brand is bigger than me as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working with Sophia, so shout out to Sophia. But
Shout
she's,
out.
just so everyone knows, she's also now on the Instagram and doing a lot of the posts. So the Instagram and the calendar and a lot of that stuff is not just me anymore. So, because I think the problem is, as long as people associate with me, they're going to associate the capsule with their opinions of me, and nobody
that.
is
I hear
everybody's
that.
cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. But yeah, so these bigger events, it's hard because it's like no matter who runs it, someone in the dance scene is not going to like that person or not
That
want to
makes
hang
a
out.
lot of
Yeah, I hear
So
that.
it's really hard to like. You'd need someone like Red Bull or Nike to, not maybe not them,
Yeah,
but like you'd
yeah,
need
yeah,
someone
facts.
completely. All right, we have no opinion of. We don't even know who works there.
Yeah.
Like we don't know
Yeah,
the
like
people
an
who work
anonymous
there.
External
figure.
company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to set up this once a year dance get together or whatever it might be.
Yeah, that'd be lit. That'd be so sick.
But yeah, I do have I think we can go to our last topic. I do have one last topic
Okay.
for you guys.
Yeah.
So I have a last point that I wanted to get onto, and we can maybe talk about other stuff as well. But our last guest that was on this sofa was Kane that we spoke about.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kane. Now Kane had a very interesting thing to say. I don't know if you saw the episode.
I saw it, but I'm trying to remember what was said.
Well, Kane's opinion is that he wasn't sure if he believed in space.
We'll talk about this.
We were talking about this outside.
So I was going to ask
this
you
is
guys
crazy.
if you had any fun conspiracy theories for us to discuss.
Fun conspiracy. Ooh.
Because I am here for Kane's opinion on not believing in space. I think that's fucking
You know
fantastic.
what? Pigeons. Do you know what?
Pigeons. All right, let's go.
I hear you.
Do
bro.
it, yeah. It's not like a solidified conspiracy theory, but I don't know. Something's wrong with pigeons, you know. Like, why are they just everywhere? And they started invading people's homes.
He said
Are they
something's wrong.
spies or
Wait.
something? And there's that movie. Have you seen that kid movie?
Yeah.
When Will Smith turns into that pigeon and he becomes a spy.
What?
Yeah, it's a kid's movie.
Will
innit?
Smith? Oh, okay, yeah. Look this up.
Wait.
It's an animated movie. But yeah, pigeons could be spies for the government, man.
I agree, but you know what's even crazier, bro?
What?
How do pigeons breed other do you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I've never seen a pregnant pigeon.
But then again, what does a pregnant pigeon look like? You have to look it up to know what it looks like, innit?
You know,
People breed them. People breed pigeons, innit? So
Yeah, that's true.
someone knows.
I need
Well,
to
they
know
probably
how
just
pigeons
hide.
get pregnant. Maybe that's interesting though.
So you want to see pigeon porn is what you're saying?
Yeah, I need
That's
to
basically
see.
what
I
you
need
just
to
said.
see a pigeon give birth to a baby pigeon. I've never seen a baby pigeon either.
No, but
Yeah.
they probably hide.
Yeah, inside the nest.
But
Yeah,
why?
until they're-
Oh, that's a dumb question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until
dumb
they pick a
question.
truck.
yeah. That's
But
interesting.
there is
Yeah,
a.
sure,
I know
man.
there's a conspiracy theory that I think it's all birds are drones for the government. Did you hear about this?
I wouldn't say all birds. but
I
can
understand why.
Yeah, they said that birds aren't real. It's not a real thing,
I
which is
think
hilarious.
Yeah, I think flies.
Fly. If you were
Yeah,
gonna
if-
make drones,
Yeah.
flies would be.
Yeah,
good.
flies are the perfect ones. You see
Except
them
they're
in
fucking
spy-
annoying.
Yeah, you
That's
just
the whole
slap,
point of them.
Slap them up, bro.
Yeah, but that
Get
wouldn't
the
be a
fl-
good drone, would it? Because
That'll be a dead
But some of them are really discreet. Like they don't make any noise. They just sit in the corner.
That's true.
Yeah, a few moths in my room were crazy last
Them are
night.
dangerous. Them are yeah, you fight moths like every other day.
Bro.
Moths are stressful.
Yeah, bro.
I'll give you that, Bobby.
I'm telling you, bro. Turn off all the lights in my yard. No
Alright.
more.
What
no
other
moths.
conspiracy theories we got?
Someone said to me like a couple months ago, I always remember this. They've never seen a pregnant like Chinese woman.
I saw a bro.
Like when you think about it, do you ever see like
Where
a pregnant?
in England?
Yeah, like,
no,
just in
bro. No word of a lie. I was in Dalston Junction. Yeah, 'cause I live in Hackney side, innit? But yeah, I was in Dalston Junction. I was on the bus.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be disrespectful, but obviously I've never seen a pregnant Asian lady before. So I looked down and I think she saw me. I was like, I kept trying to look, but nah, I've seen one.
When you think about it, no disrespect,
no disrespect.
Like people watching this right now, try and
This
open
is
up.
so random.
Yeah, but this is what you think about. Like, try and open up your mind. Yeah.
Enlighten.
But now I'm like, I don't clock in my head every time I see someone who's pregnant. So I don't remember the last person I saw who was pregnant.
To generalize it though, like even today, I saw a pregnant lady walking down the street.
What race was she?
I forgot, but she wasn't Asian.
Don't see,
She definitely, I remember, and she wasn't Asian. But this is the thing.
Mm.
Do you think? And not to be stereotypical, this is where I got to tread carefully.
We're gonna have to bleep this part, aren't we?
Oh no. Don't cancel us.
Shall I?
Don't talk about chopstick. Go on.
Okay, no.
What were you gonna say?
Okay. No, honestly, I was gonna say maybe they have like a system put in place, where like maybe like in the last couple of months of their pregnancy, maybe they get like families to do shopping for them. Maybe they chill out. I don't know.
That's actually a really intelligent point.
Yeah, because Asians.
Okay,
like,
I thought that was gonna go in another direction.
Yeah, man,
I'm used to
I'm
it.
good.
No, that was legit.
I saved it. But you know why? Because the Japanese.
Oh, here we go.
I was actually watching it. Wait, I was watching it.
Team Japan told me.
No, but you know why? Yeah, because the other day I was actually doing research. Yeah, I'm such a nerd. I was on YouTube, and I was looking at basically like the different rituals they do in Japan, or like the different teachings and like
cultural
the cultural stuff that they do, and it's proper interesting. And I think the reason they're so advanced is because of these like mannerisms. So I believe that why not? Like if there's a pregnant Asian, then I think
that
they have a
might
system
be
in place for that as well.
That
I've never
is a
seen
good
one.
point.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, because different cultures deal with different things differently. Like
accordingly,
I think there's some countries, I'm trying to think where, but like they tend to be, I think it's like, I don't know, I want to say it's like certain side of Africa, I don't know where though, maybe East African, I don't know, but it might be a lot of like it might be like Africa and other countries as well, but I happen to met quite a few Africans who are carers for older people.
Oh yeah.
And what, like the lady that was caring for my granddad was from Zimbabwe, and she said that in their culture it's just like you take care of your old, like they don't really have like nursing homes, I guess, and the culture is that like when your grandma or whatever gets old, like the family look after them, so they're kind of used to looking after old people. So when they come here and they're like, oh, that's a job, I can get paid to, oh cool, I'm used to this. So she was saying it's like a cultural thing that they're used to looking after older people, whereas I guess in the Western world we just say fuck off to old people's home.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I think in that makes me think of that, where like in different cultures they have different setups. So maybe it is a case that in some Asian cultures the pregnancy is not a thing where it's like maybe in Western culture it's like, right, get out there and just live your life until you're ready to pop. But like for Asian people it may be that at a certain point we say, all right, this is the last 3 months, like you don't work, the family looks after you. That's actually turned out to be a very intellectual point.
I'm telling you guys,
I thought that was going to end up in chaos.
Never. I don't come with chaos, I come with peace.
Yes, you do, bro.
Bro,
look at your t-shirt, fam.
That's
This is the second time I'm mentioning the t-shirt. I'm gonna lose my marbles. I'm gonna lose my marbles.
You need to get another t-shirt that says subscribe, and then on the back it just says fuck him with an arrow. And just don't tell him, but like turn around at the end of every pod.
Yeah, that would be lit.
Video.
I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna do that.
That's sick.
That's
That would be hilarious. All right, cool. I don't know. We don't have any audience bits today, I don't think. I might have. No, I don't think we have any. But yeah, well, I think we'll give it a good old wrap up then.
Yeah, good old wrap up, yeah.
Thanks so much for you guys coming through. I super appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us,
bro.
man.
Sorry, it's fucking hot in here, and
Oh no, it's fine.
I'm
The
enjoying
whole-
it. No, the fan's nice.
all the motorbikes in the world
breeze.
happen to come past during
Yeah,
this.
all
Yeah.
the police sirens and that.
part of the
Anyway.
Southern experience.
Okay, shut up.
Where do you live?
Hackney.
Nice.
All right.
We're gentrified. It's all right.
Quite immediate. End.
Yeah, he's like, there's no more police sirens since the Starbucks opened.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming through. I super appreciate it. Guys, go and check out their YouTube channel fucking right now.
Right now.
Right there.
Woo!
Subscribe to Delhi.
D-Line. D-Line.
He done it again.
And on Instagram, YouTube, where else?
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok, Twitter, maybe not so much.
Yeah, don't look-
but
don't
it's
look
there if you want to follow.
We'll
But
update you lot on the Twitter.
same with the capsule. It's like it's there if you want to follow, but it's
Yeah,
not,
but
nothing
it's not-
interesting on
It's
there.
promotion.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, you went sunglasses. I should have brought my sunglasses.
Yeah,
Damn it!
man.
No,
I thought about it. I
yeah,
thought
sunglasses
about it.
should have been for the Asian people conversation.
Oh,
So this is when we get wild. We put sunglasses on, and then everybody takes their mics off the stands for some reason.
that was artistic. I must say.
What?
I'd say, oh no.
Why?
Oh no.
I meant because it gets wild. The Asian conversation. Because I thought he was gonna get. So we put the sunglasses on there. We
Oh,
got
yeah,
wild.
yeah, yeah.
What
I
was
don't
you
know.
thinking?
I don't know what you were thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking, bro.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I think you should stop thinking.
Yeah.
I think
Stop thinking. Facts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
man.
and check out their YouTube. Super big fan of what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I think it's dope, and I think I really like people trying to do different stuff and support the scene in different ways, and also being entrepreneurial and like trying to make a living or create work and art that's not the same thing that everyone else is doing. So I think that's dope what you guys do, and I think you're fucking good at it as well. So check them out, give them a message, write a comment.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, you can.
If you're watching this right now and you have any sort of idea that you don't know how to make, start now. Literally, even if you don't know, someone out there that you know that knows someone has an idea of how to help you. So literally, try it. Try it for like a month. If it doesn't work out and you don't enjoy it, that's fine. Do what you need to do. But if you find that you're getting yourself into it and you're enjoying it more, just try it, because I feel like we're very closed-minded into thinking we have to go certain routes that are made for us. There's other ways using routes that people have made, but also extending that to a further direction. Like, there's different types of work you could do in the dance, and that doesn't just involve you to dance, all right? So
Yeah, exactly. And just to literally just ricochet off that to wrap up. Listen to ricochet. Like every route that you're taking as well, it's been made by someone. Someone's had to come up with the idea of an agency, the idea of castings, battles. People, like, these are all man-made things. It's come from a root of somewhere. So literally start it, as Eli said, start it. Have faith. Stay down in your craft. Stay grounded. Have faith. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, if me and Eli didn't have faith, then we wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
Yeah,
And I
man.
would also say, to add to that, consistency is really important.
yeah.
facts. You have
No
to
one
be
cares if you
consistent.
do a great thing once. If you do something over and over and over and over and over and over and over, that's when you do well. So whether it's YouTube videos, winning battles,
Yeah, man.
doing pieces of choreography or something, your first 10, 15, 20, no one will give a shit about.
Facts.
After that, they'll start caring, but only if you put the work in. So
Yeah, stay patient.
yeah,
as well.
just keep fucking doing that. Obviously, still, you got to still, you know, it's the same for them as it is for me, but like, you've got to still figure out what you're doing wrong,
Yeah.
what you could be doing
Yeah,
better,
reflect.
take on criticism and all that. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean stop doing them. You just keep going, and that will help, especially with art. We need consistency.
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts.
But yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah.
fucking let's wrap this up. Guys, go and
Jesus
check out the
Christ,
capsule.
bloody hell, man.
Yeah.
Go and fucking check us out on Instagram, on fucking YouTube. Check out our event calendar. Shout out to Sophia. She's doing a fucking great job.
You're doing a lovely job, so
Shout out to all the fucking kangaroos also. Shout out to Asian women. Shout out to pigeons.
shout out to Asian women.
Hey!
Asians.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
okay.
oh wow. Where's my sunglasses? Oh no, glad Abe isn't here. He would have times this by 10.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy.
So yeah, check out the capsule on Instagram. Check out our YouTube. check out these guys and check out everything. Just check out. And if you're at Tesco's, go to the checkout and check
But
out.
make sure you have a club card though.
That's
Just
true.
make sure.
Yeah, good.
All right,
Cheaper
let's wrap
prices.
up and peace, guys.
Woo!
Oh, wait, do you have a sign out thing that you guys do?
We just
Dun 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 dun. Woo!
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. What
Yeah,
we
we'll get there. We'll
Yeah.
practice it off cams. Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Oh
No.
my gosh.
All right, see you later, guys.
Right. Yeah.